What's up? This is Will Powers, and before we jump into this Infield breakdown, I just want to let you know that the breakdown sections of this video were filmed at home at night on a GoPro, and so unfortunately the quality of the footage is a little bit less than desirable as it was shot under really dim lighting. So I apologize in advance for that. But let's go ahead and jump into this Infield breakdown because I know that you guys are going to love it and get tons and tons of value from it. Enjoy. Hey, what's up? This is Will Powers from Evolution of Man, and today I have an Infield breakdown for you. I'm going to be breaking down the clip that I released in my last video, which was the raw uncut footage of me approaching a girl sitting outside of Starbucks eating a meal. So if you haven't watched that video, I'll throw a link in the description. Make sure you go check that out after you watch this Infield breakdown. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Rude to interrupt your meal, but I thought you were super cute. And I wanted to meet you. I knew I'd regret it if I didn't say hi. So the first thing that I want you to take note of is the fact that I opened by acknowledging her reality. So this is a very powerful thing to do. I was giving her a statement of empathy so that she could see that I had the social intelligence to understand what her experience was like, and really put myself in her shoes. This does a lot of things. This lets her know that I'm a socially intelligent guy. It also lets her know that I'm aware that it is a little bit weird to just approach her without acknowledging that it is kind of rude to interrupt her meal. And it also puts her at ease and makes her feel a little more comfortable and overcomes an objection before she has the chance to even say it or give it to me. Also, if you notice, right after that, what I did is I gave a direct compliment. So I went in, I did a direct opener, very kind of chill, like kind of laissez-faire, and just told her that I thought she was super cute and I'd regret it if I did not come and say hi. And the reason why that worked and was effective in the situation is because it was true. She was really hot, and I was like, okay, I would regret it if I don't approach this girl. So I felt like when I said that, it was sincere because I actually meant it. If you don't mean it, then you shouldn't say it. But if you do, then it's real and it's going to come across as genuine and authentic. So let's go ahead and keep rolling. Are you on break right now or something? Where do you work?
Right here.
Oh, word, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's cool. I gotta go in like a minute because I got food too and I'm meeting a friend. But let me sit down for just a second. So what are you up to today besides working?
Nothing. Working.
Yeah.
That's it.
Alright, so here I'm basically starting to, I introduce myself, shake her hand, and then I'm giving her, pretty man to woman eye contact as well while I'm doing all this, which is really important. And if you notice my tonality, it's very laid back, right? And this is where I start screening her for logistics. So basically I'm just trying to figure out if she's on break from work, what she's doing, how much time she has, so that I can then determine whether I want to see if she can actually go on an Insta date with me, or whether I need to just get the number and follow up later. That day, for me, there was no way I could pull her the same day because I had too much going on. So I was just trying to figure out between the two options what was possible. I also then gave her a false time constraint. And this does a few different things. So for one, it lets her know that if for whatever reason she's not interested, I'm not going to stick around and make her feel uncomfortable. So again, that makes her feel more comfortable and puts her at ease. It also creates a situation where now I'm more scarce, right? So I'm using scarcity to my advantage in the sense that I'm going to be leaving soon. And so that raises my perceived value in her eyes because now I'm retreating, and we're attracted to that which retreats. So that's another part of its false time constraint that's really powerful, and understanding that because of that, she has to kind of act on her opportunity while it's there. Then the other thing I did, which was really powerful, is I actually very assumptively said that I was just going to sit down for a few minutes or a couple minutes or whatever right after the false time constraint. And that is really what it comes down to, is that is a form of escalation, right? I'm like sitting down with her, and right before I sat down I gave her the false time constraint, so it was like a push And then as I sit down, that's kind of a pull. And so that's kind of the whole idea, is that while I was pushing with the false time constraint, I was escalating by sitting down. And the way that I did that was very assumptive. Like I said, I was not permission seeking. I was not asking her if I could sit down with her. I would just assume that she wanted me to sit next to her, expecting her to want me to sit with her. And if you noticed, her response to that was, yeah, of course. So that's the mindset and the kind of attitude that you want to be carrying when you're moving forward like that. So let's go ahead and get back into the clip. So tell me like something else about you, Jackie. Like, what do you, besides like distracting cute boys from their missions? Yeah, like what do you?
What I do?
All right, so here I'm just screening her a little bit more for logistics, figuring out what else she has going on during that day besides working, to see if maybe there's a possibility to meet up later that night. Other than that, here's where I begin the qualification process. Here's where I start qualifying her for things that are beyond her looks. Because, yeah, I'm intrigued. She's cute, but she hasn't won me over yet. She still has to prove herself to me. And that's the vibe with what I'm saying is, you know, tell me something interesting about you. So it's super general and kind of generic, but it still gets her qualifying to me and basically kind of setting the frame that she has to do that. She has to win me over, right? I am the prize. Also, I threw in a little bit of a kind of flirtatious, cocky, high-value frame when I said, like, what do you usually do when you're not distracting cute boys from their missions? So that's something that you can do, or something like that, to just kind of add a little spice, a little flirtatiousness, a little playfulness in the vibe and the interaction, and also doing that from a high-value prize frame of, like, I know that I'm attractive, right? So it's like, yeah, when you're not distracting cute guys like me, what are you doing? So that just kind of starts that qualification process in a playful way and from the right frame. So let's keep going. Yeah, something interesting about
Being at home, smoke, play with my dog.
What kind of dog you got?
I have a Peking beef and a mixed Labrador, black one.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm more of a cat person myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hate cats.
Really?
No.
Why do you hate
I don't hate
cats?
them, but I don't know, they're boring. They don't really do anything. Just lay there.
Yeah, but then they also like really like they're super affectionate, they purr. Alright, so here, this is really important. This is where I break rapport. So when the girl tells me that she likes dogs, or she has a dog or whatever, and I'm asking her what kind of dog, building a little rapport, but then I break rapport when I tell her that I'm more of a cat person myself. And I'm saying this because it's true. I actually am more of a cat person. Like, yeah, you could break rapport just for the sake of breaking rapport, and it may work, but I personally do it when I actually am speaking honestly about something I disagree with. So it's really powerful to actually break rapport and disagree with the girl and have your own opinions on things. This lets her know that you're not seeking her approval and that you're not kind of like afraid to offend her, or afraid that, you know, oh, if you disagree with her, she might not like you or something like that. So it's really powerful. What then this also kind of becomes is like a little bit of a subtle frame battle where it's like she's like, oh, well, I hate cats. And then I'm still like holding my frame that cats are awesome and that dogs aren't, and that dogs are not cool. And then we kind of battle that out a little bit, and if you notice, I hold my frame in a playful way. I hold the frame that, you know, dogs like lick on your face and like cats are like really affectionate and whatever. And if you notice, she falls into the frame and then she starts qualifying herself to me and saying that she has a cat. So that's when you know my frame was stronger and she fell into my frame. All right, let's keep going. You know, they don't like lick on your face and shit.
Yeah, I have a cat.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
But
good.
it's not my cat.
Oh, okay. Damn, I was gonna say you got some points and then you got taken.
I took them all.
Yeah. All right, so here is a funny little moment where I basically do a playful takeaway from a prize frame, and it's also a little bit of push-pull again. So she's like, trying to, at this point, qualify herself to me and prove that she does like cats, or at least enough, right, that I wouldn't like her or something like that. And she says, oh, actually, I have a cat. And I'm like, oh, you do? Okay, awesome. You get, and I was like rewarding her. And then she's like, but it's not my cat. So then I'm like, oh, okay. I was going to say you got some points. And then she even finishes it for me. She's like, but I took them away. And she laughs, right? So clearly you can see she's falling into my frame. And that's a little bit of push-pull, because I'm like, or in this case, you could say pull-push. Because I basically, the pull is, okay, you have a cat, that's good, I like you more. And then when she's like, oh, but it's not my cat, then it's like, oh, okay, like, yeah, now your points just got taken away. So then it's the push. And again, it's from that prize frame. All right, let's get back into the clip. You like hip hop? Yeah. Oh, you mean all kinds of music? Yeah, that's
Whatever I like.
Word. So what about anything else, like what else are you like passionate about?
At the moment,
Not anything.
I used to be passionate about art.
You used to, yeah, you seem like it's like your soul died. You were like into art and then something happened.
No, I just graduated school and then I never got back to it. I kind of just started working, so there's not really like anything I'm doing other than working. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're just focused. Yeah, I feel that. I've been there. You know how it is. It sounds like you need to get that spark back.
I know, but actually, I'm gonna get back to it this year. Not art, but something.
All right, so here she just keeps qualifying to me. It's subtle, but if you really pay attention, she's still kind of falling in my frame and kind of trying to prove herself to me in subtle ways, right? Because I'm asking her like what else she's passionate about. When she says nothing, I'm kind of like, nothing? Like, not anything. Like, I'm disappointed. So then she's like, oh, okay. I have to explain why I'm not passionate about something, or why I'm not actively working on my passions. And so she's basically explaining to me that, oh, well, because I'm just working all the time, and like, you know how that is. And so she's kind of trying to like get me to like have empathy and understand her situation, so that I can kind of be approving of the fact that she's really not actively pursuing any of her passions, or isn't feeling passionate about anything at the moment. All right, let's keep going. Bring some excitement in your life.
Where are you from?
Originally I'm from New Mexico. Yeah. But I've been here for like, I don't know, 17 years or something. Yeah, at this point I'm like a Bay Area native, I would say.
Where do you live now?
Yeah, actually I live really close to here, like around the corner. So here is the actual hook point. Up until now, she's been attracted to me, she's qualifying herself and investing in the conversation a bit. But now she's actually asking me questions about myself and trying to figure out my logistics, asking me where I live. And so that's clearly, it's like she wants to know, is there a potential for this to work? Like, does he live in a place that could actually be compatible or suitable for me, or whatever else. So this is really good. When a girl starts asking you questions about yourself and actively trying to figure out your logistics, that's a very good sign. All right, let's keep going.
I live in
Oh, okay. Do you have a car? You drive?
No, I Uber.
You Uber. Okay. Damn, that's an expensive commute, girl.
Not that much actually.
Really?
It used to be more here. It was like more. But they kind of raised, didn't raise it because they lowered them. Like before it used to be like 15 for a ride, and now it's actually.
Oh, word.
It's cheaper than coming on board.
Yeah, that's not horrible. That's what's up.
Sorry, I only have 15 minutes.
No, I feel you. I gotta go too. But you seem kind of cool. We should get some time. All right, so here I'm going for the close, and if you notice the way I did that, it was super chill, and it was also kind of like there was a little bit of tension the way I was looking at her, and I was kind of like, I was like, all right, yeah, actually, I gotta go too, but you seem kind of cool, right? It's like kind of like this, almost like you actually seem kind of cool. Like I could fuck with you. I could mess with you a little bit, but it's also a little bit like I'm not like you seem amazing. I'm like you seem kind of cool. So I'm still not like giving her that much. I'm giving her enough to let her know that I am interested, I am intrigued, and would like to continue, to get to know her. So that's pretty key, is just the way that I close that. All right, let's get back into the clip. Do you like to play pool?
Do I like to play pool?
Yeah.
I'm not really good at it, but
okay.
I can play.
Okay, maybe I could teach you some tricks. All right, so after I go for the close and I'm saying, you seem kind of cool, we should kick it sometime. She's like, yeah, for sure. And then right away, I'm like, okay, do you like to play pool? And that's something, first of all, I love to play pool with girls because I'm really good at it. And it's a really good, easy way to physically escalate on girls. And it's something out of the ordinary. So you kind of want to try to do dates like that are kind of fun and out of the ordinary, because you stand out a little bit more. And again, the key thing to notice about this is that I'm not just trying to get the number and run off. I'm actually trying to set up the date on the spot. So that's a really good thing to do. So after you, close and the girl's like, yeah, let's hang out, then you definitely want to try to, set up the date as much as possible, and really get to the T of the detail of the date if you can. In this case, as you'll see, I was about to go out of town, so I couldn't do that because I wasn't going to be able to meet up with her till I got back. However, you definitely want to do that. It's super important to set up the date on the spot because this lets the girl know that she's actually going to see you again, and she can project a future with you where it's a real possibility. And you're not just some guy that picked her up and got her number. She sees you on a date, having a fun time, playing pool. And that's a really, really good thing because it makes her a lot less likely to flake. So also, if you notice she's like, oh, I don't really play, or I'm not very good or whatever, and then I'm kind of teasing her playfully, again, keeping it playful, even while I'm closing, talking about, oh, well, it's all good, as long as you don't mind, getting your ass whipped or whatever I said. I forgot what I said, but I'm gonna, I guess I could teach you some tricks, right? So again, having that frame of I'm gonna teach you some tricks, I'm gonna teach you lessons, which there's a little bit of sexuality like kind of implied there on a very, very subtle level. And if you saw the vibe between us and we were looking at each other, then you would even pick that up more. So yeah, let's get back into it. I'm not a drinker, actually. No. Yeah, for sure. Huh? What's up with the interrogation? Alright, so after I kind of closing the date and the whole pool game stuff and all that other stuff, one thing to note is she also starts asking me, it's a little bit of a shit test. I feel like she was asking me like, oh yeah, do you like to go out a lot? Are you a big drinker? And I was like, no, I'm not a drinker, actually. And that's something I don't drink, so I really own that shit. So they know, like, that's not something that I do. And then it's like just full disclosure and transparency so that it's not weird on the date. If they ask me, I'm just going to tell them straight up. And then if you notice, the next thing that she did is she asked, when is your birthday? So here is when I was like, okay, now she's like really, really showing a lot of interest in me, asking when my birthday is, which could only be for reasons of wondering about like our compatibility. So again, that's a really, really good sign. And so what do I do in response to that? I playfully tease her and accuse her of interrogating me, right? Which again is this high value frame of like, what's up with the interrogation, girl? Like, why are you trying to give me the third degree, right? So yeah, that's clearly she's really interested at this point. She's really wanting to know how compatible we are. Let's get back into it.
Well, I just need to know everything.
Is it about astrology?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually super into astrology. What's your sign?
What's your sign?
You did ask me first, so I guess I'll let you know. I'm a Libra. What about you? Okay, so you're like super, you got the crab shell, and then you're super like... Alright, so another thing to know here is that I don't answer her question right away. I'm not quick to just answer her question when she asks me when my birthday is. And I already kind of know because I could just kind of sense that she was kind of wondering about astrology. So I just call that out. I was like, is it about astrology? And she's like, yeah. And then instead of just answering the question, I kind of make her work for it a bit. And I tell her like, oh, I'm actually super into astrology, which I am. It's really true. I'm really into astrology. So when a girl starts talking about that, I actually genuinely am very interested in it. And so when she's like, what's your sign? Again, I'm not quick to answer her question. I make her work for a bit first. and then I do answer her question, but I don't just do it right away. So that's important to know as well, because you're making the girl invest more and work for what she's trying to get out of you. All right.
Well,
Dewey and
astrology, you're not just a Libra. You have other planets.
for sure. Oh, you actually know something about it. That's what's up.
You have rising and your moon.
Now I'm a little more intrigued. All right, so here I basically am like surprised that she actually knows something about astrology, and I'm kind of letting her know that like that boosts my intrigue in her, and like, you know, her estimation in my eyes, so to speak, kind of goes up a little bit, because it's true. I really do like astrology, and I'm fascinated by it. I know a good bit about it. And so, but I actually was surprised that she actually knew something, because a lot of people, they talk about astrology, but they don't really know shit about it. So when she actually started talking about moon and rising signs, I was like, oh, you actually know some shit. All right, I'm a little more intrigued. Again, from that prize frame, and from the idea that I didn't expect her to be this cool. I didn't expect her to know these things, right? And then, as you saw, I gave her a high five. So I rewarded her with essentially physical escalation for pleasing me and qualifying to me in terms of something that I actually appreciate genuinely. All right. For sure.
You know about that, right?
Yes.
About rising? What's your rising?
What's yours? You didn't even tell me. All right. So here, looking back, I realized that I got a little too excited, and you could hear it in my voice. If you notice, you could really hear the excitement in my voice. And looking back at this, it would have been much better if I had not gotten so excited and not let that show so much in my voice. Because actually what happened is my voice went up a little bit. And so that's not very, like, you know, the tonality. It's a little bit too, it's like showing a little too much investment. So like looking back at this part of this approach and this interaction, I actually felt like I kind of got a little too excited too quickly about that. And so it would have been better game if I had been just kind of a little bit more chill and not overly excited about the fact that, you know, whatever was going on between us and this whole kind of like banter around astrology. All right. What's your moon and rising?
My sun is Cancer, my moon is Leo, and my rising is Capricorn.
Word. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Wow. So it is. So it's water, earth, and fire. You got a little bit of everything. So my moon is Leo as well, and then my rising is Libra too. So I'm like a double Libra. Yeah, for sure. Well, actually, my phone's about to die, but you should.
Do you have anything like other than, or you just have? You want to give me your number?
Yeah, I'll give you my number. All right. So here you can see I'm just kind of like continuing to build a genuine connection with her. There's all this, you know, there's playfulness in this interaction, and it's there's flirtatiousness, but it's all kind of subtle. But there's also, we're definitely building a genuine connection. You know, I'm telling her I actually have the same moon sign as her, so there's a lot of genuine connection kind of playing into a romantic fantasy. And also you can really just see how attracted she is to me and how invested she is in me as she asks for my number. And then you can see kind of how I tell her, I'll give you my number. It's pretty much like, it's like, yeah, I'll give you my number. Like, yeah, sure. Like, sure, you can have it. So it's like just super fucking chill. And kind of like, again, she's won me over, and now I'm giving her my number. And just text me right now so I'll get yours. Yeah, 510. Max. Oh, you forgot my name already, girl? No, I'm just playing. I forgot yours too. What was yours? Your word. Okay. We're even. It's okay. All right. So now she's asked for my number. I'm giving it to her, and then I tell her to text me right away. I say, you know, I'm like, yeah, text me right now so I have yours. And, you know, so just real casual, but it's also kind of leading. I'm taking the lead, and I'm kind of giving her a command, telling her what to do. And then I kind of playfully push-pull her a little bit about forgetting my name before I let her know that I forgot hers too. So again, this is all done from that prize frame, right? So it's all all kind of coming from the idea that, you know, I'm the prize, she's now won me over, but then the fact that she forgot my name even is like, oh, I don't know, now maybe you haven't won me over. It's a little bit of a push, and then a pull again when I'm like, no, I'm just playing, I forgot yours too, right? So another little playful moment, you know, keeping that tension going a little bit, and still coming from that prize frame.
How old are you?
I was going to ask you that. Yes.
I look young.
You do, but guess how old I am. What do you, how old do you think I am?
26, 25.
I'll take that as a compliment.
You're older?
Yeah.
Well, I'm way younger.
Well, you know, age is just a number. You seem relatively mature, you know. Yeah.
I grew up quickly.
Yeah? I'm sure there's a story there. Okay, so here she's asking about my age. She's asking me how old I am, and so what I do is I challenge her. I tell her, you know, I tell her to guess. I make her guess my age, make her work for it, and clearly you can see again she's very interested in me. And so what I do, you know, because she's like kind of maybe wondering about her age and if I'm too old for her, but you know, at first she assumes that I'm young. So then when I tell her that I'm a little bit older, she's like, oh, well, I'm way younger. And then I kind of give her a reason. I tell her, oh, well, you seem relatively mature. I give her a reason that it's okay that she's younger and that I still approve, right? And then I'm still going to give her a chance again from that prize frame. Okay, word. We'll definitely make, yeah. I'll hit you up soon. I'm out of town next week, so probably like the week after that.
That's fine, no worries.
For sure.
Have an awesome day.
Yeah. So at the end here, she says she already sent me a message, and she says she'll see me next week. So that's already a good sign, right? If the girl actually says, I'll see you next week, because she's actually intending to see you again. She's excited about seeing you again. And if you notice, what she actually says is she says, I'll see you next week, hopefully. So in other words, she's hoping that she gets the chance to see me again. So there you have it. That's the infield breakdown, top to bottom. Hope you guys enjoyed that shit. As always, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button and click that little bell so you're notified anytime I release a new video. I got a lot more infield breakdowns, raw infield, and a lot more other concept videos about game coming for you very, very soon. It's all going to be some super fire. You don't want to miss it. Also, share this video with anyone who you think could learn from it, and make sure that you also comment down below, because I'd love to engage with you guys if you have any questions or feedback, suggestions for future videos, or whatever. So definitely make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know what you liked about it. Let me know what you liked about this breakdown, and if there's other particular kinds of concepts or breakdowns you'd like me to do in the future. Alright, so until the next one, Will Powers signing off.